In less than 10 days, an entirely new administration terminated a state-sponsored financial system that had been running for 15 years. This financial network was a hallmark of the previous government. For a decade and a half, under the leadership of Mamata Banerjee, West Bengal had used taxpayer money to provide direct monthly payments to religious leaders. That system ended the moment the new BJP government, with Suvendu Adhikari as Chief Minister, took office. They immediately began implementing what they call the Badlav, or reset, doctrine. This doctrine involves the systematic removal of any policy the new administration identifies as appeasement politics. Programs that target a specific religious identity are being removed from the state budget. This policy shift goes beyond budget adjustments. It tests the legal interpretation of how a state-funded government should function. This demographic breakdown shows why the original policy was so significant. In 2012, the government introduced the Imam Honorarium Scheme to provide 2,500 rupees a month to imams. The state justified this as poverty alleviation for a group representing 30% of the population. However, the Calcutta High Court struck down that direct payment system, ruling that public funds cannot be used to pay the salaries of religious clerics. To maintain the payments, the previous administration began routing the money through the Waqf Board, an organization that manages Islamic charitable endowments. The state transferred the funds to the board, which then distributed the money to the imams. By 2021, the policy expanded. To counter accusations of religious favoritism ahead of the elections, the state added Hindu temple priests, or Purohits, to the monthly stipend payroll. What began as a targeted welfare scheme became a broader system of competing religious stipends. This established a precedent of identity-based aid that the new government is now actively reversing. This scale illustrates the legal conflict at the heart of the reset. On one side is Article 14 of the Constitution, which requires equality before the law. On the other is Article 27, which says no person shall be compelled to pay taxes for the promotion of any particular religion. As the flowcharts show, many Western nations maintain a strict separation between state and religion. Indian secularism is different. It allows the state to engage with religious institutions for welfare and reform, provided all religions are treated with the same respect. The new administration argues that treating religions equally means providing no religious stipends at all. Their June 1st order terminates all religion-based monthly aid, moving the state toward a hands-off approach to religious funding. To signal a shift toward merit-based support, the government is implementing the long-pending 7th Pay Commission, raising the base pay for state employees who operated under older wage scales. They also introduced the Annapurna Scheme. It provides 3,000 rupees monthly assistance and free bus travel for women, using gender and economic need rather than religious affiliation for help. Additionally, the state withdrew a Supreme Court challenge filed by the previous government. This action leaves in place a lower court ruling that removed OBC status from 77 specific communities, effectively ending those identity-based quotas. Through these combined financial and legal moves, the state has replaced religious identity with economic status as the primary qualification for government support. The Badlav doctrine also extends to the physical management of public spaces. The policy changes in West Bengal bring a core conflict of the Indian state into the light. It forces a choice. Should a secular government accommodate the specific religious practices of its citizens, or should the state remain entirely blind to religious identity?